Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Super exciting video today as we're going to take a look at quite potentially the three biggest drivers that are going to come out in 2025. So without further ado, let's get into it. Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Jack, this is Jack Lee Golf. Like I said in today's video, we're doing a little bit of a deep dive into the new equipment and most notably the new drivers that's going to come out in 2025. So we're going to talk about Callaway, we're going to talk about Ping, and we're going to talk about TaylorMade in that order. So let's have a look first and foremost at the Callaway Elite driver. So following the success of the Paradigm Smoke AI Max last year, we have now got the Elite driver that's coming out in 2025. Looks most likely to be a nod to Eli Callaway, Callaway's founder, so a little bit of a play on words with the name there. So most notable things about the new Callaway Elite driver that's coming in 2025, instead of having the back weight rail where you can change from a draw bias to a fade bias and go past neutral bias in that sense, we've got a little bit more of a discrete weight setting, so these weights are a little bit more hidden now and not quite as easily as adjustable by the looks. They've gone for a 4-head system by the looks so the images that I am providing with you on screen are from a leaked article from My Golf Spy, Golf WRX, those very reliable sources. So we have got the standard Elite, we've got the triple diamond, same as last year, we have got the Elite Max Fast, and we also have got the Elite X. Here are the differences between those four. So standard Elite, that is most likely going to be replacing the Callaway Paradigm Smoke AI Max. We'll still offer draw bias, fade bias, and neutral options. However, there is no sliding weight at the back by the looks of these images. A little bit more discreet in that sense now. I think the reason that they've done this is to redistribute the mass in the head a little bit, so potentially offering slightly faster ball speeds, and also adding to that AI smart face that they've incorporated in the last couple of drivers. So if they can redistribute the weight that they've saved on that backtrack and put it into the AI generated face, there might be opportunities for slightly faster ball speeds in some unusual parts of the face that we don't normally see, so that could be a good idea. Next up, we've got the Elite Triple Diamond. So this is more likely for your tour guys. We always know with this driver, a little bit low spinning, a little bit more fade bias, does tend to sit a little bit open. Weight in this driver has always been a little bit further forward. That's what makes it a little bit lower launching, a little bit lower spinning. Got to presume that there's got to be some tour variances. Some tour guys like to tweak the drivers in little ways, so there'll be one-offs that are made for the tour guys. The main one coming to market next year is going to be the standard triple diamond. We then move into the Elite X. So I can remember there being a Paradigm X a couple of years ago. Be interesting to see how similar or how dissimilar this is to that. Last year it was the AI Smoke Max D that would be as close to this one. In this driver, we've got rear weight options, we've also got draw biased options, so you've got to presume it's going to be slightly higher launching and it's going to give the golfer some relief when it comes to closing that face and helping it square a little bit more through the hitting area. And you've also got to presume that this driver is going to sit a little bit square in that address position, again, for the same reasons that we just spoke about. And last up, we've got the Elite Max Fast driver, so very similar by the looks in construction to the Elite X driver. Don't know if I'm saying that right either, by the way. Comment below, am I saying, is it Elite, is it Elite? Not sure. Assuming that nothing's changed from last year's models, this should be a slightly lighter, more speed-built option when compared to the Elite X. So again, you've got to assume slightly further back weight in the head to promote higher launches and a little bit more spin. You've also got to presume that they're going to put that weight in the heel side again to help get that face closing, to somewhat stop slices in that same sense. So I think the AI smart technology face has been a big revolution in the last couple of years. I watched a lot of TXG reviews, and on off-center strikes it's performing incredibly well. So I would definitely think that they're keeping that in, because that's been one of the main improvements in technology that we've seen in the driver market over the last couple of years. I think it's going to be an interesting year for pricing as well. So you've got to assume again that they're going to be a similar price to what they were last year. Manufacturers in the Callaway company still operate in China, Mexico, so it'd be interesting to see how import charges have changed and whether that does boost up the prices of the driver. UK wise, got to be expecting round about that £500 mark, as it has been the last couple of years. Next up, we're looking at possibly my favourite for what's going to be coming out next year, the Ping G440. So, slight overview, I think the G430 Max 10K is expected to stay in the lineup, which is quite surprising considering that I don't think it's been as revolutionary as perhaps what Ping would have hoped it to be. Myself, I went down for a fitting, I got fitted for the Ping G430 Max, and it's been incredible. It's been a little bit higher spinning, so forgiving. On off-center strikes, it's been brilliant. I presume Ping aren't going to work away from that technology that they've placed in these drivers. I think it's just going to be tiny, acute differences, and we're going to talk about that now. So, looking at the G440 Max driver, Very, very similar in looks. The colour scheme is now going to revert to black and blue as it was in Ping G and Ping G30. Very similar to the Ping G30 colour scheme. At first glance, again, like I said, very similar. The main difference is the carbon fly wrap crown, so a little bit different on top now. They're moving away from titanium Ping, they're going into carbon. You've got to be thinking to save a little bit of weight, to add a little bit of speed. That is what I would reckon they're doing that for. We have got the LST coming this year, and we've also got the SFT, very popular when I've been doing fittings. If you are a severe fade bias player and you want to see that face closed a little bit more, that could be the most draw bias driver I found in fittings, so that's something to definitely bear in mind with. So LST driver, as you presume, weight a little bit further forward. We have still got the adjustable weight track in the back, so we can move it from fade to standard to draw. That's really cool. Still got the same adjustable neck as what we've had in Pings previous. Because of the nature of Ping drivers, they do tend to be on the slightly higher spinning side. So the LST, which is the lowest spinning of the G440s that's coming out, still expect that to be slightly higher spinning than Callaway and TaylorMade counterparts. And like we said with the SFT driver, it could be the most popular slice correction driver that's out there. If you're someone that struggles with a massive open face, when these are released in February, March time, definitely get your hands on one. The weight, as it has been in the G430, you have got draw or draw plus, so you can really start changing that MOI and that center of gravity in the head around to help you start closing that face a little bit more and to not curve it right as much if you are a right-hander golfer. Spin consistency is something that Ping I've spoke about a little bit on the last couple of years. One thing that we do notice with the G430 is they're a little bit high in spinning. It'll be interesting to see if they've done anything with the face that's going to help drop that spin ever so slightly to improve ball speeds, to improve distance. I do also think that they are going to start reining in on the MOI numbers. So in order to gain a little bit of ball speed, this was my main fault with the G430 10K. I think they went a little bit overboard from a forgiveness sense, and we started to notice spins creeping up and we started to notice a lack of ball speed. So be interesting to see if they wind that back a little bit to lose a fraction of forgiveness but to gain a little bit more distance. And price wise, I'm not expecting these to be as much as the Callaways. I think they'll probably sit in the same price bracket as what they have currently, so I believe between 469 and 499 retail wise in the UK. Very much looking forward to that. I think they look incredible, so if they are half as good as the Ping G430 range, maybe with a little bit less forgiveness, lower spins, more distance, that could be one to watch out for next season. And finally, we've got the QI35 range. So it was always going to be interesting to see where TaylorMade were going to go from the QI10. It does appear apparent that unlike Ping, TaylorMade is still very much going down the MOI route. So if we were to look at the standard, the QI35 that's coming out, we've got a front weight, we have got a carbon sole on the golf club, we have got a speed pocket by the looks. We've also got a little bit of a segment here that you'll be able to see on screen just in front of the speed pocket, so I presume that's going to have something to do with face flexing, maybe looking to improve ball speeds. Not quite sure. We've not heard the full works from any of these companies, as this is like a first look video. But yeah, definitely different in looks. I'd be interested to find out what the 35 stands for and the QI35. Obviously the QI10, last year's standard for the Quest of Inertia 10,000. I don't believe that's going to be of the same line. I don't think they're going for 3,500 MOI. No, sorry, 35,000 MOI, because that'd just be ridiculous. We're next going to look at the QI35 Max. Now, this is the one where I think they are very much going to keep pushing this maximum MOI numbers. It'd be interesting to see if this year they get past the 10,000 mark when it comes to moment of inertia. Last year they didn't. That's why the driver was called the Quest for inertia, because they weren't quite there. Ping did manage to get over that threshold with the 10K, but as we know, weren't perhaps the best performing driver last year. But yeah, I do think they're going to push beyond that 10,000 barrier this year. So you've got to expect that if they're not going for the distance orientated approach with this driver, there's got to be a forgiveness thing, and I think it's got to pass the boundaries of what Ping have set when it comes to forgiveness. So it would be interesting to do a couple of forgiveness tests between the QI35 Max and the Ping G440 Max to see if TaylorMade has caught up to Ping on those off-center strikes, because Pings are incredible when it comes to that. Next up, and last but not least for the video, we're going to look at the QI35 LS, the low spinning one. This is the most frequently used by tour guys. They have changed the sliding adjustment weight rail to now a couple of more discrete ones that sit just behind the front of the face. Obviously a slightly smaller head. This goes as well for the Elite Triple Diamond LST and the QI35 LS. Slightly smaller head, usually tend to move from 460 to 440. Weight's positioned a little bit more forward, helps them be a little bit more lower spinning, lower launching, faster fall speed, all that kind of stuff. Similar to Callaway, like I said, they've done away with the sliding rack, two more discrete weights that's a little bit further forward. It does appear that one is heavier than the other, so we can swap that between fade and draw, which is pretty cool. This is another slightly more fade bias driver, similar to the Callaway Triple Diamond. And judging by the trend in this, it seems as though from a fitting point of view, golfers are either tending to be fade bias or draw bias. There's not many, especially I would say golfers that know what they want to achieve with their ball flight off the tee. As we know, it's almost impossible to maintain a straight ball flight. So probably smart on Callaway and TaylorMade's behalf, kind of making the golfer choose. Do you want to be fade biased? Do you want to be draw biased? Let's move that center of gravity around so that your sweet spot changes in accordance with where you're striking it on the face and what ball flight you want to achieve. If I was to be fitted in either of these, I presume I would be QI35 LS Elite Triple Diamond. Was not expected to be fitted into my G430 Max, but that has been an absolute godsend, that club. So yeah, there you have it. They are three of the biggest manufacturers in golf and what they're looking to offer from the driver department next year. I now want to hear your thoughts, so comment below. Which driver you're most looking forward to getting fitted with next year? Here at the club, when the new equipment drops at Ickleton Golf Club, we're going to be getting some of the equipment. We'll be bringing it down here for custom fitting, so I will keep you all posted as to when that happens. Ping G440, Callaway Elite, TaylorMade QI35. What are you most looking forward to in 2025? Drop me a comment in the section below. And apart from that, it's been great to talk you through these drivers. I'm looking forward to them coming out. I hope you are too. Make sure you're doing the usuals of liking, sharing, subscribing. Catch you in the next video. Later.